8:39 on this Tuesday. Good morning and welcome to Jared Goldberg from the Masters University.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're so fascinated by so many of your colleagues who come in from the Masters University. They have amazing stories and amazing backgrounds pushing them forward into now being faculty and staff at the Masters University. So that brings us to you, Jared, who is third year in being the head coach of the Masters University's men's volleyball team. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we had a pretty special season this year and trying to continue to get better and better. So it's been pretty cool to see the support of the local Masters community and Santa Clarita community as well.
You've got quite the pedigree coming from Harvard University, 3 years at Harvard.
Yeah, so I was there for a few years working as an assistant coach, both on the men's and women's side. And then this job kind of opened up right in the middle of COVID and ended up getting pursued for it and came out here and visited, saw it, and just really saw a vision to grow it. So I came out here about 2.5 years ago. I've gone through 3 seasons with the team, and we've been slowly getting better and better. So it's been good.
What's the difference? You said at Harvard you coached both men and women. Is there a huge difference coaching?
Yes and no. I think it's just different depending on the people you're working with, right? Some people like to be pushed a lot. Some people might need to be encouraged more. It just depends on kind of who you're with, either on the men's side or the women's side. So I spent most of my career on the women's side, and then Harvard was the first time since I played in college that I was coaching men. And now I'm kind of full-time on the men's side.
Do you find that individually as well? Now that you're just coaching the men, there are some men who like to be pushed and know they need to be pushed by a coach. Because as a layperson, I'm not athletic at all. But when you go to the gym and you have a personal trainer, some people like to be pushed or it's not happening, right? You got to be pushed. You got to be encouraged. And then there are others who, I got this, to take a step back. Do you find that within the team at the Masters University?
Yeah, I think part of coaching is just learning about your athletes that you're with and learning what drives them. And most of all, learning how to get the most out of them. And so that's what we're trying to do as coaches. And I use that as in the platform of men's volleyball. But I think that's true in a lot of areas of life, though. We're just trying to get the people around us a little bit better and get the most out of them.
They say if you're better than the day before, you're doing great.
Yep.
Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to how you did yesterday.
Yep.
How are we standing as far as stats and whatnot? What are we looking at for this team this year?
Yeah, and so we actually just finished a season about a month ago, and we had the best season in our program's history, which is, albeit a pretty short history. So the program itself is 4 years old, and so we got to the point this year that we were ranked number 1 in the nation at one point. And ended up losing in the national tournament semifinals, and so finished 3rd in the country. And so had a really good year, really strong year. And in the last 3 years, we've just continued to get better and better. And so the challenge now that we're a pretty high level team is like, how do we get better? How do we get better than what you said the day before? But how do we get better than the year before? Is kind of the bigger picture of what we're looking at.
Jared, it's such a young program, 4 years. You've been there 3 out of the 4 seasons. How do you get people to know that men's volleyball even exists on this level at the Masters University?
Yeah, that was one of the big challenges, especially when I first got to Masters. And I took kind of from the recruiting side, I pushed really hard from our social media standpoint. And so I've been posting daily for a little over 2 years. And so we have around 110,000 followers between Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And so it's been a push from that, trying to grow awareness, recognition, both nationally for the recruits and locally trying to grow up a fan base as
Do you
well.
still, do you is there such a thing as scouting? Do you go to high schools and check out the teams and stuff?
Yeah, but both high schools, I will say high schools are a little bit more of a challenge to recruit at because their season is at the same time as my season. So it's tough to get out a lot during that time, but there's a club season and a club circuit that kind of goes for most of the year. There's a couple little breaks, but the club tournaments are kind of where it's at from the recruiting side. And Southern California is truly a hotbed for men's volleyball. So we have a lot of good talent here in the area, both locally in Santa Clarita and throughout all of Southern California.
Are you looking to add a women's division?
On the women's side, we do have a women's program as well. We just have a different coach for it. So Annette Davis, who's actually a former Olympian, coaches our indoor women's team and indoor women's beach team. So she has 2 teams, and I have one team on the men's indoor side, and we do not have a men's beach team.
As coaches, but you don't fool around. I mean, Olympic athletes coming in as coaches, you from Harvard, you don't kid around at the Masters University.
No, we're training hard. We're training year round.
If someone knows of someone or is driving around right now and they say, wait, I play, and now I'm interested in the Masters University, I had no idea. How do we start the process? Where do we go to? Do we come directly to you? Do we go to do we go online? Where do we go?
Yeah, I think you can find my email at gomustangs.com. That's our Masters University athletic site, as well as I run our social media accounts. And so looking up TMUM Volleyball for men's volleyball, and you can send me a direct message on there as well, and I'll get those.
What platforms are you on?
TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Love me some TikTok. I hope you have on TikTok. I hope you're showing like maybe some clips of some of the games.
Quite a few. I'll have to show you during a break.
Nicely done, Jared. Nicely done. Pleasure having you in from the Masters University. Let's head into season number 4. Full speed ahead.
Absolutely.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.